All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, His only begotten Son. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, root and teach well, Wabaraka Thumb, it's a hopeful elect. All right, today through the Spirit, I want to go into a real quick hitter. Speaking on no one can deliver you from the Lord, right? You can't escape the Lord judgment. And it was for reading Wisdom of Solomon, the 16th chapter. Let me get a couple of precepts on it, just to prove that point and hammer it on the nail. Just a quick hit. This is Wisdom of Solomon 16, and I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, "For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Yahweh Bashem Shai, which healeth all things." Right? Because without the Lord healing you, you can't be delivered from anything if the Lord doesn't decide to heal you. Quick precept. Is right here. 1 Samuel 2 and 6. It's 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, Yahweh Bashem shall kill it and make it alive. Right? He bring it down to the grave and bring it up. The Lord make it poor, he make it rich. He bring it low and lift it up. Right? So the Lord can bring somebody up if they're in a low, a base position, or they're being judged by him. He has to lift up that judgment. Nobody else can. You see, because the Lord is all powerful, meaning he's omnipotent. So if there's evil happening to somebody, the Lord is the only person that can take that evil off of them or get them out of that position. Another precept is Psalms 103. And it's going to be still, quick hitter before we start slaving. Still ain't done slaving in slave barracks, man. This is Psalms 103. In verse 2 and 3, it says, "Bless Yahweh Bashem Shai, my soul, and forget not all his benefits," because the Lord brings all good and all evil towards your life. And he gives you the spirit to be able to endure the evil, right? So that's a benefit. The Lord giving you the spirit and the ability, the mental capacity to bear a lot of the situations that he puts you upon, right? But the Lord aids us with breath, with our heart still moving, still having breath in our body, to have the understanding. You're still able to walk. You're still able to talk. You're still able to receive his word. Those are benefits. This is verse 3. It says, "Who forgiveth all thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases." Right? So the Lord heals you. You see, so somebody gets plagued with a sickness, it's up to the Lord for them to get over that sickness. You see, it for whatever plague that has upon them to be lifted up, the Lord has to do that. Now let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. All right, it's Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 13. "For thou hast power of life and of death. Thou leadest to the grave." It says, no, Salakia. "For thou hast power of life and death. Thou leadest to the gates of hell and bringest up again." That's talking about to the grave, right? When you die, you go to the grave. That's that word shawal. Okay, in the Hebrew, hell goes into shawal, which it can mean two things. It can mean to be like you're judged in a low position, or it can mean that you're actually in the grave. All right. And I'll just get that real quick. Okay. We'll get it real fast. It ultimately just means grave. Okay. Let's get the good one I'm looking for. Isaiah 14 is a good one. All right, you go right here. Hell. All right, the word is shawa'al. Shawa'al. Right, and it says grave. And it also says the underworld, which is bullshit. They added that on there. All right. It says the place of exile, which is figuratively. And then when you go down, there's actually one that goes into it in here. Not that one. See, check this out. Condition of the righteous and wicked. A condition. Right? And there's another one. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. Figuratively, extreme and degradation and sin as a place of exile for Israel. So degrading, to be brought low, right? When you get degraded, you're brought into a low position, right? So this proves to you right here, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, to the grave, low, a low position. Because grave ultimately just means like grave is what hell means. It means grave, or like, you know, it's like being in a low position. Because it just said degradation of sin in the interlinear. So that shawa'al can mean being brought into a low position. It can mean the grave. And it can mean just to be a condition of one of the wicked or the righteous. You see? Now let's continue on. This is verse 14. It says, a man indeed killeth through his malice, and the spirit, when it is gone, return it not. Neither the soul receiveth up, cometh again. But it is not possible to escape thine hand. It's impossible to escape the Lord's judgment. So if Yahweh Shah wants to judge you, there's no way to escape it, unless he allows you to get grace or mercy. You see? So not your money, not your might, not your wit, not anything. Nothing can deliver you except for the Lord deciding to have mercy upon you. Right? And the elect are in a spirit of asking, crying out for that mercy, because they know that that's the only way they can make it, is through the Lord having mercy and grace upon them. You see? Now I want to get this last one, Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Okay, and it says, see now that I am he, and there is no God with me. There's no power with him. I kill and make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. You see, nobody can deliver you out of the Lord's hand. If is he ready to judge you, then the Lord's ready to judge you. You see, so you have to have mercy from the Lord at the end of the day. And that's what we desire, that mercy, that grace, right? And I'm going to get this last one. That's why the scriptures say this. I had to go all the way down to the New Testament because I want to do this, man. Okay. I passed it up a little bit in Hebrews. All right. So this is going to be, come on, man. All right. We're going to the book of Hebrews. It's all in the Apocrypha because I didn't want to type it the way I typed it. Okay. Hebrews 10 and 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, right? And that's what I want to end it off with, man, because the Lord nobody can deliver you out of the Lord's hand. But anyways, Lord willing to edify. I want to end it off by saying, call Lord Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakak Wadash, Debar, Apostle, Elders, Great Millstone, Arun Teach Well. Next time, come out, Shalom.